So what do you think about when you're on stage and you see faces? Like, I'm sure it's very bright in stadiums, but like here, you know, you can see everybody.
It's not actually like it. When there's a spotlight on you, you can't really see the crowd, but the spotlight only comes on certain parts of the gig, so you can pretty much see the crowd throughout the whole show. I think one, it's a very special job to have, because unless you've done a really bad job, everyone tends to be smiling, which is a good thing. You're paid to make people happy. That's an amazing job. And another thing is actually having. The really surreal thing is I sometimes have flashbacks of when I used to play places like this, and it would just be like 4 people there who would not be there to watch me. They'd be there to have their dinner, and I'll be inconveniencing. I dropped out of school. What can I say? Yeah, so I have kind of flashbacks of gigs that were very, very small, and then like I was playing Vector Arena in New Zealand the other day, which is about 13,000 people, and it was a headline show. It was the first song I walked out, and I kind of started off the first song with my eyes closed, and then opened it, and I'd been imagining that I was back in one of the pubs, and I was like, oh, okay, this is happening. This is all right. Yeah. So
it's quite a shock.
Yeah.
I see your pictures. You like crowd pictures on Instagram, and Twitter.
Yeah, I started doing that mostly as a way to remind myself how many shows we've been doing, because we've done so many shows over the years, and I've never really taken any mementos from them. I did a thing for a bit where I took a Polaroid picture. I think I did that twice in Japan because they gave me a Polaroid camera. Polaroid cameras in Japan are massive. And they're really cheap as well, because the Japanese they're ahead on technology. Let's say that. Yeah.
Notice that you'll be like day 8 Ohio, day 10 New York. Just to remind yourself.
Well, no, I do the day thing because I do my own pictures for my own gigs. But like, I thought that if I took pictures of Taylor's crowd and was like, yeah, Ohio, people would be like, that's not your crowd, mate. Like, what are you trying to pretend? So I say day 8 of the Red Tour just so people know it's Taylor's tour, because I don't want to be kind of being like, yeah, I'm doing well.
Well, I know you were on stage last night, and you have one more night at the Prudential Center with Taylor Swift.
Is anyone coming?
You're stopping me on the street. Oh, and Sheeran, I saw him last night. So.
They like it?
They loved it.
You sure? I got told off for saying hell yeah. Because I get the crowd, I do some crowd interaction, I go, say hell yeah.
That's G-rated. My 7-year-olds are here, they hear that word all the time.
I could be saying worse things. There's a lot of words in the English language, especially 4-letter words. No, I got told off.
We're not going to tell you off. Don't worry.
Yeah. It's not that offensive in England.
No, it's not offensive here. They were just probably trying to be very G-rated. It's common. You're good.
But that would be in a G film as well. That would be in a G film. Have you not seen Homeward Bound? Like that? That stuff goes. Has anyone seen Homeward Bound? Yeah. That stuff goes on. Yeah.
Well, you're a rock star. You can do whatever you want. Will you sing another song for us?
Yes.
And Lisa wants to know, what's the best part of being on the Taylor Red Tour?
I'd say you get to reach a totally different audience every night. Taylor spent the last 7 years building up this kind of hardcore fan base of when she would go out signing for like 10 hours sometimes, and she's started off in the country world and now it's gone pop, but she's kept the country, and it's this very odd hybrid of people. You kind of got the country people and the pop people and then the hardcore fans, and I'm playing in front of 14,000 to 80,000 of them every night, and it's wonderful. I get to play to totally new people, plus people that have heard my music before. They might have heard one song, or they might recognise a CD title, or yeah. So I'd say that's the best part. You don't feel like you're being a broken record. You're kind of there's always a challenge. There's always someone in the audience who hasn't got a clue who you are, which is always good.
Which is hard to believe, but it happens. Okay, so if you were a superhero, what would your power be? Wad wants to know this. Wad, you're here.
What up? The power to heal, but not just the power to heal. It'd be the power to heal, but then you can give that power to the person who healed. Because then, I mean, you go, but actually it's quite clever if you think about it. Because then you could just pass it along. Everyone touches a few people once a day. You could just brush past someone on a tube or like, huh? Hero, I don't watch Heroes, no. Is that one of the powers? See, they beat me to it. Yeah. Do they give it to people though? They give them the power.
It sounded so
Heroes,
sincere.
and I bought it on DVD. I'm meant to be watching it, but I'm not. No, Boardwalk Empire is the next one for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I haven't started it properly.
Downton Abbey. Everybody's talking about that. Have you seen that?
No, is it about a nunnery?
Is it what?
No, it's about nuns.
No. It's about.
Why do I think it's about nuns?
I don't know. Because it's not an abbey. It's the name of a manor.
See, I think that's quite it's quite a female-driven program, and I think guys, the only sort of things that guys can get away with that's sort of female-driven is like me and my friends. We have a soft spot for Mean Girls, and that's pretty much the limit of it. I'd say. The what? What, for Mean Girls? Mate, we watch Mean Girls too. There is a limit. There's definitely a limit. If anyone's seen Mean Girls, do not watch Mean Girls too. Have you seen it?
No, you gotta watch Girls, and that's the show. Lena Dunham.
I've seen Lost, but Lost kind of got to that point where, like, I watched all of Lost, but you start off watching Lost,
And then you get lost.
No, and you're like, they all must be dead. I've got it. They're all dead. And then the show goes, no, they're not. And then the show ends on season 6, and they actually, yes, they are. Yeah.
We're gonna have to come up with a list of everything that.
It's quite a long drawn out. If I ruined it for anyone, I'm sorry, but you should start watching it after season 3. There genuinely was a writing strike for Lost and Prison Break, and that's why they start to go downhill, because there was a big writing strike in Hollywood.
He's got it all figured out.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, I've been watching. Actually, I shouldn't. There's a program called Oz that used to be on HBO, but it's probably not one that anyone should watch. Pretty hardcore. It's kind of like The Wire, but in a prison.
In prison.
Yeah.
Oz, yes.
Yeah. No, they shouldn't watch it, should they? No. I probably shouldn't have even said it. But you know, we get it. Huh? Game of Thrones on Sunday, season 3 comes back.
We have to get a list for you. I have not seen it.
Game of Thrones is one of those things that so many people were going on to me about, and they were saying, you need to watch it, that I just shut off to it. It was like Mumford & Sons. I remember like Mumford & Sons, everyone was saying, listen to Mumford, listen. About 2 years ago, and I was like, no, I don't want people to, and then I heard a song on a PA system, and I was like, I have to buy this, and I googled it, and it was Mumford & Sons, and I was like, oh, okay, so into that. But Game of Thrones was the same thing. Everyone was telling me to watch it, and it wasn't until Gary from Snow Patrol on the last day of tour, every single day of tour, he was going, you need to watch Game of Thrones, you need to watch Game of Thrones. I was like, and then the next day, the last day of tour, I had an 11-hour flight back to England, and he just gave me the box set and said, watch that on your flight. And I was like, okay, and I did, and I've never looked back.
Now you're hooked. So you were just talking about Gary from Snow Patrol. Who do you, I'm sure you have a ton of people. I know you're friends with all the guys in 1D. And I don't know if you've ever collaborated with them, but is there somebody out there that you were just dying to collaborate with?
I want to bring Joni Mitchell out of retirement for one thing.
Joni Mitchell.
Yeah. There was, has everyone heard of Seal?
Yes.
Seal managed to get her to sing backing vocals on the tune. That's how gangster Seal is. You just hear these backing vocals on the tune, and you're like, that sounds really familiar, and you look it up and it's just Joni Mitchell. She just popped out, did some backing vocals and buggered off again. Amazing.
Well, it's out there, Joni Mitchell. Ed Sheeran wants you, so let's hope it happens. I think we have time for more. Will you sing it together?